So we will be covering these three features. So the first one is intelligent account combination for defaulting for invoices. So this is on the finance side, and this comes under the autonomous AI category, wherein the AI will help us to automate transaction and repetitive processes. So what does this feature do? So this feature is basically to default the distribution combination on a non-PO matched invoice. So what happens is there are various combinations of distribution combinations, right? So the account payables clerk or the account payables specialist, it is hard for them to remember every combination, and it is very error prone. So to avoid that and to make that to predictive process or autonomous, Oracle has introduced this feature of intelligent account combination defaulting for invoices, which is non-PO matched. So with the help of machine learning, the AI will detect all your historical patterns, and they will suggest you, and they will default the account combination as per the in case you make in an invoice. So what are the input parameters it takes? It takes your supplier name, supplier site name, description, icon we are put on an invoice, amount, business unit, legal entity. So these inputs which you are put in an invoice, it takes that as an input parameter. It checks that with the historic and liquid patterns, and it defaults the most suitable account combination in your distribution field. So this is what this feature is all about: intelligent account combination for defaulting of invoices. Now, to enable this and to use this feature, since it is autonomous AI feature, there are series of steps. So I have noted all those steps over here, and we will go through it one by one, and in the link we will see the end-to-end demo for this feature, how this feature can be used by the finance team. So since I have given you the introduction for this feature, now let me begin with the configurations, right? So what does this say? This says first we have to create a user category from Security Console, and we should have the password policy that does not expire, because we're going to use that user with this user category in the ingestion of BIP, which I will be showing you, so that this does not get expired and our machine learning does not get affected. So this will all make sense when I show it to you one by one. So first, let us begin with the first step. Create a user category from the Security Console with the password policy that does not expire. So this is the first step to enable this feature. Okay. So let me just go to the Fusion instance and go to the Security Console. So please pay close attention. This is a very important and a very useful feature from the finance side. So I'm going to the Security Console, and I'm going to user category, and then I will click on create to create a new user category, and I will click on edit. So I will give the name of my user category. Let me prefix it with RV for easy recognition purpose. RV password error expires. So this is the name I'm giving to my user category, and this is it. Click on save and close. Then come to the second tab of password policy, and over here click on edit. So days before password expiration, as of now it is 90, method 9999. So that is the last number we can give. If you try to give anything beyond that, it will throw you error. If suppose if you add 1, you go say the maximum number can be 9999. So give the maximum. It will be around 27 years or something. Okay, and then click on save and close. That's it. Point done. So we have given our user category. Our user category is RB password never expires. We have defined a user category. Then in the second step, we need to create a business intelligence rule with the name this. So the name can be anything. I've just coded the name, which is Oracle recommended, but the name can be anything, and assign 2 rules, which would be BI author role and BI publisher data model developer role. So now we have to create a role, and we have to embed these two roles in that role. So let us now create a role. So how do we create a role? From the same navigation, from the Security Console only, we go to the roles as we have been creating all along, right? For all the other features, and then click on create tool. Now let me name this tool as RBAC AI apps, and let me copy it the same thing, and the role category should be DI abstract rows. Okay. Then, now this time we don't need to assign the privileges over here because we're not assigning the privileges. We are assigning the rows itself to this role. So we have to come to the role hierarchy, the fifth tab. And we have to click on add role and we have to add two rows over here. What was the first role? BI author role. So let me type that, BI author role. Click on add role membership. Then what is the second one? The BI publisher data model developer. BI publisher data model developer. This is the second role. Click on add to our membership. Click on cancel. So these two rows we have added and this is it. This should be added under the role hierarchy, the fifth tab. And then click on next, click on next, click on next and click on save and close. This is it. So now we are done with the first two steps. We have created the user category with the password never expires password policy. And then we have created a rule and we have embedded two data rows within that. Now, the third step is we need to create a user and we need to assign the above row to him and the above user category to him. So this user should be an implementation user. That means he should not be a business user, right? He should be implementation user who can be further embedded into the AI ingestion, which I will be showing you. And his password will not change. So let me now create a user with these user category and roles. So again, we have to create a user from the security console only, go to users. So I'm creating an implementation user. Click on add user account to create a new user. And give the first name, last name, all that for the user. So fourth, we need to choose the user category. So let us choose the user category which we had defined in the step 1. RB password never expires. So this is the user policy which we are choosing. Now first name, last name. Now let me give the first name as maybe RB AI apps. So username would be RB underscore AI and the dot apps for password. Let me give. So make sure you remember this password which we are doing whenever you are defining, because we need to use these credentials later on. Okay. Now click on add role. And which role do we need to add? The one which we just created. What was the name? RBAI apps, right? This was the name of the role, RBAI apps. So click on add role and we are done defining the user. So let me just make a note of this. Let me just make a note of this username in my notepad. And the rule name which I have defined is RBAI apps. Okay. Now click on save and close. Yeah, so we are done with 3 steps regarding the user category creation, rows creation and user creation. Now to have these all into effect, run this process from the scheduled process. Import user and role application security data. So we need to run this process. So this is the one-time setup which we have to do to enable this feature. Right? We have created this user specifically to be used in the AI ingest, in the machine learning model. Just for that, we have created the user, not for any rational purpose. Now we need to run this process. So let's go to scheduled process. Because schedule new process and tap in that import user and role application security data to make sure those gets ingested. Click on submit. Keep a note here. Now it might take a minute or two for it to get completed, because then we'll just wait and then we will move on with the next steps. So from step number 5, it is something which we will have to use to configure the AI apps in order to be able to use this feature. So let's give it a minute. Okay, while this is running, it should get succeeded in a minute. So let's move on to the next step. So what is the next step? Connect AI apps to BIP. So we need to connect this user with the AI apps. So let me show you how. So for this, we have to go to home button first, then go to tools under your navigator. And under tools, under quick actions, click on show more. And come down and take on this AI apps administration. Click on that. And then for the first option, AI apps for ERP, enterprise resource planning, click on that and click on connections. Now, for us to enable this feature, intelligent account combination defaulting, we need to configure this Oracle Business Intelligence. So do not get confused. The first one is for dynamic discounting. That is another feature from Oracle. So we don't need to do anything over there. We need to come to the second box, Oracle Business Intelligence, and we need to click on edit over here. We need to click on edit and we need to enter our username and password which we have just configured. So what is the username we have configured? RBAC.apps. So just copy that username and paste it over here. RBAC.apps and the password which we have set for that user. So give that password over here and then click on save and wait for a minute. As I have written in my WordPad as well, right? Get the username, password and Fusion URL. So when you configure it for the very first time, there would be one more box URL. So you need to give this URL, your Fusion URL, oraclecloud.com. This is the only additional step when you are doing it for the very first time in your instance. This is it. So username, password, URL. Then it will take up to 12 hours for the model to get trained on all your historic invoice patterns, right? For it to suggest you the upcoming distribution combination in your invoice. So it will take 12 hours for the machine learning model to learn. And once it learns, the status will change from not trained to trained. And you will be able to download the report from here. And then only you can move on with the next set of steps. The step number 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we have submitted this. If now I come back and show you this again, now I have given the username, password and the URL was already there. So now you can see AI apps for ERP processing. So it may take 12 hours for it to ingest all your historic patterns of invoices. It is learning. So if I click on download report now, it will tell you can download the evaluation report for this feature as soon as the training is complete. Please try again later. So you need to come back to this page 12 hours, maybe 20 to 24 hours afterwards, right? So now, since obviously we're not going to wait for 12 or 24 hours, there is another instance in which till your the activities are done. And I had already changed the model on another instance. So I just wanted to show you the feature till here, till step number 5. So that is why I used this instance from the beginning. Now, imagine now you're coming after 12 hours and the model is trained. And now the status is from not trained to trained. So let me now jump to another instance for the next set of steps. And I go to tools, I click on show more. And I go to my AI apps administration. And now I go to my AI apps for ERP. Now you can see the status is active. Click on that, click on corrections. And now you can see after 12 hours, the status is trained. It is trained. Now you click on download report. So now it has downloaded the report in which it is telling you the accuracy of each segment. So you have various segments in your chart of accounts, right? You will be having company, cost, and department, natural account, so many segments. You might the intercompany segments, future segments, right? So as per your COA, it will depict the coverage area and the accuracy area as per the machine learning, how much it has learned. So in this instance, it has learned this much for each segment. So obviously it will not be zero because this is a test instance, so it is showing you zero. It will be way more than that. It should be more than 70, 60 as per the learning. So it will show you the coverage, it will show you the accuracy. Now, how does it determine the accuracy? It determines the accuracy on the basis of the similar volume of historic data, right? If you have invoices, most of the invoices list follows a similar kind of accounting for some supplier or for some distribution, the accuracy chances percentage will drastically increase. So that is how machine learning learns its algorithm. And now this algorithm is going to be enhanced in the further releases in the background. So now you come to this report and you see the coverage outlines and the accuracy for each segment of your COA. Okay. And if you want, there are two FAQ document link as well. So if you click on the FAQ document link, it will take you to the FAQ Oracle document in which it gives you what are the input parameters it takes. Like it includes suppliers, egg, business unit, amount, currency, description, invoice source to come up with the default of the distribution combination in your invoice. So it tells you everything. So this is a link given to us by Oracle in that repository. Now, in this report, after seeing the table, what you need to do, you need to note down this promotion code for this feature. This promotion code is very important. So you note down this and you come to the next step. So we are done till here. We are going to step number 6. We have waited for 12 hours. The model is now trained and now we are downloading the report after that and seeing the accuracy level for each segment of COA. And we have made a note of this promotion code from here. Okay. Now, the 7th step, we need to go to this navigation. We need to go to My Enterprise, Manage Promotion Code, and we need to key in this promotion code over there. So let's do that. Let's go to, and let me just close the windows which are not needed. Okay. So we will go to My Enterprise from the navigator. So where is My Enterprise? Over here. My Enterprise. People on the drop down. Click on Enterprise. And you see this like Manage Promotion Codes. So click on that. Click on Enter Promotion Code. And now you need to div this promotion code, which we have seen. Oh, sorry, not this one. The one over here. Let me copy that. This promotion code, you need to give over here, remove any like spaces, and click on Save and Close. So since I've already done that right in this instance, I shouldn't be doing it again, but you should click on just Save and Close. That's it. And I will just click on Cancel because I've already done it 12 hours back. And now you also see in the list of features, this feature is there. The encouraging defaulting of accounting information was supplying versus promotion code. So you can make sure you do this step. Then our 7th step is done. Now the 8th step, which is now the main step, which is to opt in for the feature from the offerings, intelligent account combination default defined invoices. So now this feature we need to opt in after completing all the above 7 steps. So now come back to go to the setup and maintenance. Go to actions, go to offerings, and from your go to financials this time. Here, financials. And click on opt-in features. So see the number of steps over here are more for enablement because this is not a generative AI feature. This is an autonomous AI feature in which we are trying to automate the repetitive tasks, right? So that is why obviously the number of steps for enablement are more in these kind of features. Yeah. And from here, go to papers. and click on the pencil icon again, and this feature, the last one, intelligent account combination defaulting for invoices. So this you need to make sure it is enabled. For us it is already enabled, then click on done. So this is the last step in the enablement of this feature, the 8th step. So with this we come to the end of configuration part of it. Now since we have done the configuration, it is time to see how we can use this feature. Let's actually test the utility of this feature. How this would actually be helpful after doing all these hectic configurations. So now, as usual, I am a paper specialist and I'm going to create my invoice. So let's go to the invoice screen. Let's go to papers. Let's go to invoices. And now I will create my invoice. And let's go to the task. Click on create invoice. Now enter your business unit. Selecting the US1 business unit. Let me enter the supplies and let me enter the number. Maybe INB 123. Let me enter the amount, maybe a 600. Description, maintenance or something. Then let me go to the line. So I will tell you a few key points away of. Let me enter the amount as 600. Let me enter the description as maintenance. So I will enter the bare minimum things. Okay. Now how to default this H2F combination. After you've entered these things, just enter this and come out of this. Just click on that and it will automatically generate the accounting combination, the distribution accounting combination over here. You saw that, right? I didn't have to do anything. I just clicked on this and on the basis of our machine model learning, it has generated accounting combination. And the everything says that, you see this yellow color box, it has turned into yellow, which means this accounting combination was generated by the autonomous AI. And as a paper specialist, if you want, you can always click on this box and you can change any of these. So as per that adaptive learning it has done, it has automatically generated the accounting combination on the basis of the inputs we have given. Now there are few very important noteworthy points over here. Whenever you're configuring this kind of a feature, right, make sure whenever you're entering invoices, you don't enter any new supplier or anything to test this feature, or in the description do not enter test 1 to 3 or anything like that. Always replicate your real-time production data to test this feature in your non-prod. And also this description box is also very important, so always make sure you key in this description box, and if you want you can make this come to the second row before the distribution combination. So that is a recommendation from Oracle. You can just drag and drop this box and make it come before the distribution combination to make sure it let the user enters that, right? So this is very important. So on the basis of this supplier, legal entity, amount, description we have given, the AI has learned its combination from the historic patterns and it has automatically generated this combination. Now this description and this data had some patterns. Now what if it does not have that pattern, right? So let me now change that description to something like, let me make it computers or something. And let me also make it over here computers with the same supplier. And now I will delete this. I will come out of this and I will just click on it again, and now it will automatically suggest us. So long instead of suggesting us all the accounting segments, it has suggested us only 4 of 6 because it does not have the appropriate historic patterns of account and cost center, right? So the AI has helped us to generate these 4 segments instead of the 6 segments. So that can also happen if it does not have the sufficient data. This also is helpful. Generating 4 out of 6 segments is also helpful, but in some cases this can also happen. So as a paper specialist, now you just have to generate 2 account and the cost center. You just have to have these two as for your invoice creator. So it really is. Now then, if you want to give some other description, you can give. Let's suppose if I give maintenance description again, and then delete this, and then just click on this again, it would automatically generate the entire combination, right? The evidence is that it will always turn into yellow, this box, whenever the AI is generating these combinations in the invoice. And always, it depends upon your client's historic data. It is no hard and fast tool that it works for some, it does not work. It depends on what kind of invoices your business has been paying. So on the basis of that machine learning, the autonomous AI feature will work. Then step number 8. All these are one-time setup. You just need to make sure you're ingesting a non-password policy user, right? Suppose if you are being told the user whose password changed, then this feature will stop working. It will stop learning. Then you will see in activation fade or something like that in the AI apps administration if the user's password changes. So you have to make sure that you ingest a non-expiry password policy in the user in which you're trying to put away your. So that is the only catch. So let me just quickly show you what I mean, because this is something new. So let me just duplicate and show you that step again. So in the 4th step, we went to tools and we went to this AI apps administration break. And we had ingested this step. So we had given our username over here. In the another instance, we had given our username over here. We had given this username here. This was the username we had given, RBAC apps, and password. Now you always need to make sure you are giving a user who has these privileges and whose password does not expire. Then it will keep on learning. Suppose if the password expires, then the machine model will stop learning and you will have problems. So that is the only prerequisite for you to continuously learn and adapt to the new invoice generation schemes. Okay. So this was regarding autonomous AI feature which we have.